The Switch 2 hype is absolutely through the roof right now, and today I've got a massive lineup of 10 upcoming games that prove this new hardware is going to be a total game changer, from heavy-hitting RPGs like The Witcher 4 and a beautiful ground-up new generation of Pokémon, to intense AAA sci-fi action like Pragmata and a brand new James Bond spy thriller. Our backlogs are about to get seriously out of control. Let's kick things off with a game that has had me absolutely glued to my screen since the moment Capcom first teased it, Pragmata. If you're anything like me, you've been dying for a fresh, high-budget sci-fi action adventure, and they are finally delivering the goods on the Switch 2. Picture this. You're stranded on a cold, desolate lunar research station, stepping into the bulky space boots of a rugged spacefarer named Hugh. But you aren't exploring this massive facility alone. You're traveling with an incredibly mysterious and powerful little android girl named Diana. The dynamic between these two is what really sells it for me. It's got those classic gruff protector and gifted child vibes, but thrust into a totally bizarre, futuristic setting where you are battling rogue AI and massive, imposing mechs.
Then let's go, together.
Of controlled violence? Granted.
You gotta be kidding me.
Moving right along, I want to talk about a game that completely stole my heart during the recent partner showcase, and that is Orbitals. If you are constantly hunting for the perfect co-op game to play with your best friend or your partner on the couch, this is the one you need to put on your radar immediately. Orbitals is a Switch 2 exclusive that fully leans into this gorgeous, retro anime aesthetic, and it just pops off the screen in the best way possible. You play as Maki and Omura, two relatively inexperienced but fiercely determined explorers who are desperately trying to save their crumbling space station home from a supernatural, destructive cosmic storm. What I absolutely love about this title is how much it emphasizes genuine teamwork. It's not just two people mindlessly blasting at the same enemies. You genuinely have to use your brains and coordinate with your partner to navigate these uncharted, hazardous zones.
Activate mechanisms and cool down scorching Maki and Omura, two young explorers, must now unexpected solutions to puzzles.
Let's keep the momentum going with a game that has the entire tactical RPG community in a massive theorizing chokehold right now. Fire Emblem Fortune's Weave. I haven't seen the fan base this divided and hyped since the lead up to Three Houses, and for good reason. Intelligent Systems is throwing us into this wild, Roman-inspired setting centered around the Heroic Games, a high-stakes arena tournament that literally decides the fate of entire kingdoms. We're stepping into the boots of a brand new commander, leading an army of heroes, and the political intrigue already looks off the charts. But here is the crazy part that has me obsessively scrubbing through the trailers, the timeline. Personally, I am leaning towards a far future sequel where the crest weapons have evolved, but the mystery alone is just so good. The Switch 2 hardware upgrade is doing absolute wonders for the visuals here too.
I need the strength to lead my people. Strength enough for a queen!
Hear me now as I declare that the Heroic Games have begun upon the final stage. I shall grant whatever wish you may desire.
If you want to talk about raw, cinematic style, we absolutely have to discuss what IO Interactive is cooking up with 007 First Light. When the developers behind the Hitman franchise announced they were making a James Bond origin story, my jaw hit the floor, and the recent gameplay reveals have completely justified all of my hype. This isn't just a simple reskin of Agent 47. We are actually playing as a 26-year-old, somewhat reckless and inexperienced James Bond who is actively trying to earn his legendary 00 status and his license to kill. It's a completely original narrative, and seeing actor Patrick Gibson step into the role alongside Lenny Kravitz, who is playing this incredibly menacing black market arms dealer named Balma, gives it such a prestige, blockbuster movie feel. What I am most excited about is how IO is handling the gameplay loop through their new Spycraft system.
Agents have very short life expectancy.
You're a rare breed, Bond. I should be interested to see what you do next.
Try not to draw attention to yourself.
Alright, switching gears completely, let's talk about a game that is hitting me right in the childhood nostalgia, but with a massive next-gen glow-up LEGO Batman legacy of the Dark Knight. I have been begging for a return to the classic LEGO Batman formula, and Traveler's Tales is finally delivering, but they are going completely all out this time. Built from the ground up on Unreal Engine 5, this is actually the very first LEGO title skipping the original Switch entirely to be a true Switch 2 exclusive, and you can absolutely see why. The open-world Gotham looks breathtakingly dense and atmospheric, blending elements from the gritty Christopher Nolan and Matt Reeves movies to create this incredible cinematic vibe that we rarely ever see in LEGO games. What I find super interesting is their new approach to the roster.
Get nuts.
Who are you?
Ever since CD Projekt Red dropped that jaw-dropping cinematic trailer, the entire RPG community has been in a massive frenzy, and I am right there with you. The fact that we are officially stepping into the boots of Ciri as the main playable protagonist is just a brilliant, refreshing move. I loved playing as Geralt, and don't worry, the legendary Doug Cockle is confirmed to be returning to voice him in some capacity. But Ciri's journey has so much untapped potential, especially as we dive into the lore of this mysterious new school of the Lynx. Have you guys seen the recent Unreal Engine 5 tech demo showing off the snowy northern kingdom of Kavir? My jaw literally hit the floor. The density of the forests, the sheer scale of the environment, and the incredible lighting system just scream true next-gen fantasy.
We shall. Bringer of salvation.
Alright, Vault Hunters, we need to have a serious talk about Borderlands 4, because this is the one that has had me on an absolute emotional roller coaster lately. We already know the classic looter-shooter mayhem is taking us to the brand new, totally chaotic world of Kairos with 4 fresh Vault Hunters, and the gameplay they've shown is completely off the walls. They've added some insane new traversal mechanics like double jumping, gliding, and fixed-point grappling that are going to make combat feel so much more vertical and dynamic. I can already picture myself frantically grappling out of danger while blasting a mechanical monstrosity with some ridiculous, acid-spewing shotgun. Now here is the spicy part regarding the Switch 2 gearbox originally promised us a release alongside the other platforms, and we even saw it running on the hybrid hardware during a few events last year. But recently, word broke that development on the Switch 2 port has been officially paused, while the publisher focuses on optimizing the game for existing hardware. Next up is a title that is quite literally breaking the internet right now because it officially launches on other platforms tomorrow, but we absolutely need to talk about what this means for us. Pearl Abyss has crafted a monstrous, breathtakingly gorgeous open-world action RPG set in the war-torn continent of Pywall, and the sheer scale of the map reportedly makes some of our favorite massive RPGs look small in comparison. The combat is so intensely brutal and cinematic, blending heavy swordplay with wrestling-style grapples and some jaw-dropping magical abilities. But here is exactly why the Switch 2 community is buzzing. While the developer hasn't officially announced a Nintendo release just yet, the writing is completely on the wall. We've recently seen leaked GameStop retail listings specifically for a Switch 2 version, and highly credible industry insiders have been shouting from the rooftops that a port is actively in the works behind the scenes. I know what you might be thinking right now. The developers at Bulkhead and Team 17 have officially announced this massive 100-player tactical FPS for PC Early Access later this year. We need to talk about why this is the exact type of massive, ambitious game we are absolutely desperate to see ported to the Switch 2. and why I'm keeping it on my radar. Wardogs isn't your typical run-of-the-mill battle royale or extraction shooter. It's a completely wild, massive-scale warfare experience where 3 teams fight for control across a staggering 256 square kilometer map. You start a match with 10 grand, and every single thing you do, from reviving a squad mate to ferrying troops into a hot zone using a helicopter, earns you cash to buy better gear, vehicles, and even build custom forward operating bases. The sheer level of environmental destruction and sandbox freedom they are promising is totally mind-blowing. Finally, we absolutely cannot wrap up a Nintendo Switch 2 list without talking about the absolute crown jewel that was just revealed during the franchise's 30th anniversary, Pokémon Winds. Paired alongside its sister title, Pokémon Waves, this is officially our grand introduction to Generation 10. And it is a complete, built-from-the-ground-up exclusive for the Switch 2. Game Freak is taking us to a breathtaking tropical archipelago region that is heavily inspired by Southeast Asia, and from the teaser trailer alone, the leap in visual fidelity is completely staggering. The ocean graphics, the lush mangrove forests, and the sprawling island environments look so incredibly vibrant and alive. But what really has me hyped beyond belief is the heavy emphasis on underwater exploration. The footage showed sweeping shots beneath the waves, suggesting we are finally getting a deep, expansive, aquatic ecosystem to dive into and explore. And of course, we have to talk about the new starters.